Hi guys. Okay, I'm going to try to do a tour of my craft area. It's again a little premature. I don't necessarily have everything moved in, but most everything. So we have craft paint, we have gilding supplies, anything you want to do that's metallic, and then my letterpress paints are right there. And marbling stuff. I have some easels hanging on the wall. I have some more craft paint over here. I've got to go through my craft paint because I know that I need to get rid of some. In the organizer below, I have projects in progress. I have sand for sand painting. I have glitter. All my glitter is down there. And I think that may be it. Now in this little corner thing back here, at the top I've got like acrylic gems, those kind of embellishments. Then I have my Crayola on the second shelf, my Crayola painting, melting Crayolas. I have my feathers and googly eyes glues are on the third shelf, and the fourth shelf is more glues and things like invisible glove and adhesives, that sort of thing. Over here, okay, that wonderful cuddle bug that my mother-in-law gave me that I love so much, that has come in so handy in my classroom as well. The supplies for it are right back from it. I have a Xyron machine right here. This is a Misc machine that was a gift, and then I've got a couple boards, punch boards, alphabet and letter punch board, which was a gift, and planner punch, just those kind of things right there. Below it, another Xyron machine, and in the container next to it, these are like alterables, things that I've got a much bigger container, but those are things that I really want to play with. If I have brain fade, I can pull one of those out. Spare cartridges. My laminator is over here in the corner, and then the laminating pouches are here. And in front, I have a cinch binder, and in front of it are some gourd working supplies, because once I cut the gourds and kind of seal them, I bring them in here to work with. And I have a comfy recliner over in the corner. Those are more found substrates for either painting or artwork. I keep a roll of, it's called butcher paper, but it comes in super handy. So I will paint on it, I will draw on it, I will use it to line my table. If I'm doing a pour, I put down paper first. Then I have next to it tags and smaller pieces like art tiles and that sort of thing. I have my smaller paper pads, printed paper pads, and glassine paper, Tim Holtz paper, my collection of cheapo nail polishes, most of that inherited, exchange students leave, and behind it, I'll shift so you can see behind this bucket right in there, I have like a German book, probably a French book, a dictionary, pages I rip out and use in my mixed media. That is solid paper. Again, I bought some of it, I inherited some of it from different sources, and then I have foam letters and numbers and shapes that I can use for mixed media. Over on the far side, right here, I have templates for all kinds of envelopes, and then my larger printed paper is down at the bottom, 12 by 12. Oh, that's quite a lot of paper. Very big collection. And then in that little blue container are things that my mother-in-law gifted me. All kinds of miscellaneous stuff that is really good, plus some tissue paper, some other just miscellaneous types of paper that I've put in there. And then I've got art journals all over, right in there. Down at the bottom, I have, that is a huge box of tags because it was actually cheaper to do that. Plus I use them in the classroom. And then there are some tongue depressors, stir sticks, that sort of thing. Okay, so going around the room, and I do apologize, I'm really trying to keep from making this This will show you the setup, okay? So I'm going to just know the table comes out into the middle of the room. We've got another table here that we're actually simply storing because it was made by a great or great-great-grandfather. And on that table you see stuff that needs to go across the street to our house, or that I need to use in a project. I brought it over to use in a project. That's what this stuff is. This stuff needs to go to the house. And this table is where I now do my pours. And I've got a little bit of storage underneath that's mainly like a box fan. Stuff that I use for packing is down there. Okay, so. And I hope I don't make this video insufferably long simply because I'm trying to keep you from being dizzy. So I'm going around the room. Okay, so there's that baker's rack again, and through there is my art room, and these are all different kinds of things. This is full of stuff to make paper flowers. Right here too, these the blue one is for large paper flowers, the smaller one is for like die cut flowers. Then I've got embellishments like metal charms in that box. Now this is not perfectly organized. I could do a lot of rearranging. This whole column on this side are assorted supplies, okay? Different things that I've collected over the years that I use regularly. So I have those. But over here, this is for card making. Those are blank cards and other things. This is metal embossing right here. That is encaustic, but it's a different kind of encaustic. It's the kind you do with an iron. Below it, right here, fabric markers, crayons, that sort of thing. I have tape down there. And going on down, I have, let's see, glass paints down here. Not the kind you fuse, but just faux stained glass look with lead strips, adhesive strips. And in here I have some more like glass paint and pergamano for the most part. My larger dies are right in there and tucked in the corner right there that I'm not going to try to show you too much. Over here I have my glue paint, my embossing enamel, my sticklers, glitter glue paint I should say. All of that kind of stuff is in these drawers. My sprays are in a drawer, so fun little embellishments there. Then I've got finger painting right there, and I'm quilling stuff in here and in there. So that's my quilling stuff. I also have a paper shredder tucked in behind there, and I'm going to move again. So I mean, there's the paper shredder, and then my washi tape, or different assortments of tape. I have more embellishments there. See, I could organize a little bit better, but I didn't want to get into all of that just yet. Shapes and stickers and rub-ons and miscellaneous paper that's partially used or designed, and down to in the bottom drawers I have things like shrinky dink type paper. I can't think of the name of it. It's really fun. You heat it up and it warps. Anyway, all kind of glossy paper, all of that specialty paper is pretty much in these drawers. Stickers, all of that sort of stuff is there. Over here I have wax pastes. I have what do you call it? Texture pastes. Oh, and the other thing down here, my I have no brain. I'm really losing it. The jelly plates. Wow, special, aren't I? And then I've got my thin dies down here. So, and then here I've just got these. I've got some texturizing kits. There's some CDs that I use, and some micro brushes, and then some special gels that generally I used on gourds. My standing easel is right here, and then panning over, stamps. The black thing is full of stamps. This is a rolling, it's actually a medical table. All of that's going somewhere else, giving it away. And then I've got dye ink pads. I've got some books, of course, storage, napkins. I have fabric to paint, and then more books, and more books down there, and more ink pads and stuff like that. There's a nice little quilted wall hanging that my aunt made for my father. And over here I have paintbrush, just the things that you need close at hand when you're doing craft work. Basically, that's it. So I have all of this stuff right there. Down in here I have things like watercolor crayons, markers, inexpensive paint palettes, or designer paint for watercolor. Just fun stuff that I like to play with. And then chalk pastels, basically, there. Down below, watercolor, Dick Blick watercolor, liquid watercolors, and some markers. I have pencils and stuff like that that I use for not fine art, but fun art. Really fun stuff. I like doing that. And punches are basically on the bottom two drawers. Punches and paper texturizers, that sort of thing. Then up here I have markers, pens, every kind that I could possibly think of. I have received a lot of them as gifts, and I love them. I really, really do love them. That right here is what my husband made for me to film. So that's, the camera is hooked up right here, and it can shoot straight down. And as you can see, it's very adjustable. So that's what I use to film. I have one at this house and one at the other house. So I can do, I can pick it up and move it around each house as I need to. So, and then of course glues and pop dots, and again, all that miscellaneous stuff that you tend to use is over in here. And over here, again, I have like my distress paints, distress inks, some distress ink pads I want to play with. On this Lazy Susan, this is all hot glue. Oh, I love hot glue. And then here, and this one is almost empty, but it's got some scissors, that sort of thing. And then down here I've got, oh, there's a lovely trash bin that is full. Told you I did this prematurely. And there's my pit brush markers, and a couple more markers, and then some just other like watercolor stuff that has been given to me. And I do use it. I can't say I use everything consistently, but it is stuff that I drag out and play with. Now, right here, tablecloth was on the table less than 15 seconds when Scruffy climbed up, digging into the tablecloth. Gotta love it. It's a vinyl tablecloth. I change them periodically. Hidden underneath is tape and hot glue, duct tape and hot glue, and then some paper like deli paper and that sort of thing. So that pretty much covers my craft area. It's got a nice little lounge chair in it. It's very comfortable, and it's pretty full. So thank you guys. Bye.